10,000 stories, 10,000 songs, 10,000 worries, 10,000 wrongs.
Hello, my name is Marcela Lorca, Artistic Director of 10,000 Things Theater. We at 10,000 Things often perform plays for people in correctional facilities, senior centers, homeless shelters, and many other community partners. We believe in the power of theater and storytelling in bringing us closer to each other. Because of the pandemic, we're not able to bring our work to our audiences in person, so we decided to reach out to some of them and ask them to share their creativity with us. What you're about to hear are some of the voices from those who are most isolated in this moment. Seniors in Minnesota, either living alone or in facilities, are experiencing intense isolation. For more than 6 months, they have been away from their loved ones and are feeling particularly vulnerable as they face this virus. Our friend, playwright Kira Obelensky, came up with writing prompts to provoke their imagination. We sent those prompts to a variety of groups, communities, and facilities serving seniors across the state. The wonderful actors Regina Marie Williams, Sally Wingert, and Steve Epp will perform a selection of their work for you now. The whole range of responses will be available for you to hear in a podcast series and to read in a blog in the coming months. We're excited to share with you the uniqueness and excellence of these pieces. We celebrate the humanity and the creative expression of each and every person and wish you, our viewers, much peace and health during these times. Take care and enjoy.
Wingert, scene 1, take 1.
How to Bathe a Cat by Lynn Lawyer of Episcopal Homes, the Terrace at Iris Park, St. Paul, Minnesota. The first step in this process is to acquire a cat. This can be done at the Humane Society, or if you prefer a fancy cat, there are breeders who would be happy to sell you one for mega dollars. The virtue of getting a kitten is that you can start her early, learning how to tolerate the process. However, kittens take a lot of patience and forgiveness as they tend towards destructive behavior, and no shelf is too high to protect your fancy knickknacks. An older cat is easier on the household in general, but have more resistance to getting wet. After you and the cat are acquainted, you will first have to learn how to trim her nails. One can use a normal human nail clipper, or most pet stores will sell you a special tool for the job. It is best to wrap the cat in a towel to keep her from squirming too much. Then press gently on a paw to expose the nails. Trim only the front sharp end, being careful not to cut to the quick. It is best to work quickly, as most cats are not overly fond of being restrained. Repeat for each paw. Release the cat from the towel and let her run around and get rid of some energy. Prepare a bath. Preferably the kitchen sink or the wash tub in your laundry room, where you don't have to bend over or get down on your knees. It's best if you purchase pet shampoo for this. Baby shampoo might work as well. Use warm, not too hot, not too cold water. While you're at the pet store to get the nail clipper and the shampoo, you should consider stopping at the hardware store to get a pair of heavy-duty work gloves that can get wet. Put on a heavy-duty apron or a raincoat and the gloves. Even trimmed nails can draw blood. They just don't dig as deep. Now you have to find the cat, who is probably hiding after the indignity of the nail trim. Crawl under the bed or check the closets and the known places she tends to hide. Pick her up gently. Speak tenderly to calm her down before you plunge her into the tub. Offering her a treat might help. Have the shampoo ready. Dampen, soap, rinse as fast as possible to get rid of the dander. I haven't a clue how you get rid of the dirty water and get a clean rinse water while holding a wet cat, but the soap must be thoroughly rinsed. You might want an assistant. Try to keep a hold on the cat as you reach for the towel to dry her off. I don't recommend a hairdryer unless you have spent years preparing her for the noise and breeze. A good brushing will finish the job beautifully. Good luck! In case you're wondering, even though I have had cats all my life, I have never bathed a cat.
Everything Happens by Therese Kunz of Outing, Minnesota. Originally published in the Porch Light, a literary publication of Screen Porch Productions. Everything happens for us, not to us. This is a belief of mine. Whatever happens, I look for the gift in it. This past Saturday was my brother's celebration of life in Neenah, Wisconsin, a town where he has quietly made a big impact. Over 90 people distanced themselves out on a grassy boulevard in front of their house, all wearing masks. On the following morning, I'm walking on the sidewalk when two women on bikes pass me. One is pulling a screened-in chariot with two little girls lounging inside like Cleopatra's. When I look inside, one of the girls smiles at me, like she knows the sorrow in my heart. This is the secret world of tiny children and babies before they know to look away or past you. And it always charms me. They are watching, always searching for your eyes. As I stood in front of the group on the grassy boulevard that Saturday, thanking them for coming, all I could see were their eyes, their masks hiding the rest of their faces. All the emotion pooled there as I faced them in front of the microphone, maskless. My walk takes me along a large, sparkling lake. A father and a son ride by. The back of the father's t-shirt says staff of what looks like an arts or theater organization. He's probably out of work as the arts and theater industry is not recovering. May never recover. They stop to throw stones in the water like they have all the time in the world on a Monday. The gift? A minute later, the mother comes by pushing a lightweight wheelchair with a young girl, around 14, who has a disability. It's clear she resides in the chair. Another chariot. They move fast over a bumpy road, the girl's ponytail flying. The mother talks continuously to the young girl without reply, and I understand this is the mother's life, for all of the child's life. An unknown gift, unknown to me. The wind blows down the grassy boulevard, knocking over the vases of snowball hydrangea, water darkening the blue wedding tablecloths. The eyes are watching what I'll do next. I say, we'll leave it and turn back to the task at hand before it rains. Walking toward the park, a woman in her 80s runs by me. She falls forward into a run, then back with gravity to a walk. She worries me by her Herculean effort to keep moving forward, breathing hard with the determination of the living, no matter her age, all of it living till the last breath. On the boulevard, I talk of honoring a life, of celebration, of closure, of setting free a spirit. Let our memories fill this space with comfort and release, I tell them. This is our time for joyful sharing. Joy and grief coexist, good friends even, each with an arm thrown over the other's shoulder. Give me peace, grief asks joy. Give me room, joy answers. My walk takes me through the park with the giant red rocket playground. A young boy crosses my path without seeing me at all. His excited eyes focus out to the rocket. His mother, pregnant, follows near, and his father, very tall, crosses behind me. What flashes in my mind are the words, "Just stop killing us." This is from a Minnesota theater conference I attended 3 years ago. It was right after the police shooting of Philando Castile in Minneapolis. Carlisle Brown was there to perform his show, acting black. His anger was palpable, like it could ignite any time with a whisper of a flame. Change comes. As each person came up to speak on the grassy boulevard, I wiped down the microphone with a Lysol cloth. The eyes are riveted and watch to see if I will wipe the handle too, like some kind of ritual. Today's kind of ritual, ridding unwanted droplets. It slows things down. Time for us all to breathe. I round the corner of the lake for the last time, and I spot a great blue heron through the tree branches on a dock, scratching his chin with his long backward bending leg, and I'm charmed again. Birds also live in a secret world parallel to ours. Spirits set free. Where do they reside if not in a secret world next to ours? I carry the picture of the boy I loved and share who he is and why I love him. I tell the eyes his life was complete and completed, even if it feels too short for us, the living. He was clear on this. He showed us the way to gracefully accept his death by gracefully accepting it himself, and in doing so, showed us how to face so much more. I head home from my long walk as the 80-year-old runner passes me again, still living, still doggedly on life's path. The path of living is the path of the witness, holding steady the line we will all cross someday. In closing, I tell the eyes that meditation is a kind of a prayer that allows for a softening of the heart, an acceptance of what is. The grief we carry is part of the grief of the world, I tell them. We create peace and space for ourselves when we wish it for others. With eyes open or closed, bring your focus to a breath. Release any tension in your body. Bring forth all who are present in this space. Those you know and love, those you don't know. Hold them all gentle in your mind. Silently repeat these words. May you be at peace. May you feel loved. May you be comforted. May you be released. When you're ready, open your eyes. Let the rain come.
10,000 faces, 10,000 words.
Camp with Aunt Marie by D. Gragert of Emily, Minnesota. Stories originally published in the Porch Light, a literary publication of Screen Porch Productions. My Aunt Marie, who had 6 girls, was divorced and on welfare. This qualified her and her children to go to Salvation Army Camp on Silver Lake for 1 week. I'd never been to a camp, and I loved to play with my 3 oldest cousins. Aunt Marie told the camp my mother was sick and she was taking care of me. We had to have physicals to qualify. When that was done, we boarded a school bus and off we went. Upon arriving, they assigned us a cabin of our own. There were cots to sleep on and army blankets. Our bathroom was an outhouse, and at night we used a pot kept under the bed. All the meals were served in the mess hall. I was a skinny, finicky eater, but I sure learned how to eat what was provided. All the meals were served family style. For breakfast, big platters of freshly baked sweet rolls were passed. If you didn't grab one the first pass, you might not get one. Big steaming bowls of oatmeal were passed, and they gave us real cream to put on it. Some days they'd serve scrambled eggs and platters of sausage and bacon. Thick sliced homemade bread was toasted and slathered with butter. In the afternoon, we got to go swimming. Each person had to have a buddy. When the lifeguard blew the whistle, the buddies had to hold a hand and raise it up in the air. During the week, my cousins taught me how to dog paddle, and we all liked to hold our noses and go underwater. After we dried off and got dressed, they opened the candy store, which was just an old wooden shed with a wooden window that lifted up. We brought spending money, and we would take quite a while picking out just the right kind, and then back to our cabin to eat our candy while sitting on our cots and talking, sometimes napping. While we were doing these things, all the mothers were sitting outside in lawn chairs, either reading or embroidering or braiding their young child's hair. My Aunt Marie brought baby kimonos made of flannel, and she crocheted all around the raw edges. I thought that looked so nice, and I wished I could do it. I did learn later in life. Several evenings during the week, a woman played on an old rinky-dink piano in the fellowship hall. She knew polkas, schottisches, butterflies, and other magic dance steps. Women danced with women, and kids danced with kids. We had a gay old time. There were no men in camp. On the last night of camp, they always had a talent show. Kids were whispering that everyone was going to get an orange push-up when it was all over. Dolly and I were trying to think up something for the talent show. There were fields of real tall grass nearby. Dolly said, "Well, why don't we pick a lot of grass and make grass skirts to wear while we do the hula?" Oh, I thought it was a good idea, so we got busy on it. Everyone was rushing around getting their talent ready. Finally, at 7 p.m., the show was about to start. One boy had never been able to talk because he couldn't hear. The camp leaders had been working with him, teaching him how to make the right sounds. They had him scheduled first, so he got up on stage and slowly began to recite, "Ba, ba, black sheep." He continued to the end and did it perfectly. The applause filled the room. When it was our turn, we mounted the steps to the stage, and wearing the grass skirts we made, we began to sway our hips while we sang "Walking with Jesus." At the end of the show, we heard boxes being ripped open, and inside were the orange push-ups. Everyone got one, and it was the perfect ending to our show and a great fun week at camp. Thank you, Aunt Marie.
10,000 stories, 10,000 songs, 10,000 worries, 10,000 wrongs. 10,000 faces, 10,000 words,